Captain, before we step onto this food and living island, tell me, what does bread make you feel when it means the baked food we eat, the idea of basic food or livelihood, and money in informal speech? Meaning 1. A baked food made from flour, water, and usually yeast. Used for the common food eaten in slices, pieces, or loaves. Example: fresh bread filled the cabin with a warm smell. Common use: loaf of bread, bread and butter, fresh bread. Fresh bread. Meaning 2. Basic food or the means of living and survival. Used in a wider sense for what keeps people fed or helps them live. Example: fishing was the family's bread for many years. Common use: earn your bread, daily bread, bread of life. Bread of the day. Meaning 3. Money. Used in casual speech for cash, income, or spending money. Example: they needed more bread before repairing the boat. Common use: make some bread, save your bread, spend your bread. Save that bread. Bread most commonly means the baked food itself, but it also has a wider symbolic meaning connected to daily survival and livelihood. In informal speech, it can even mean money. Value every loaf and every living, Captain. Carry bread for the food that warms the table, for the work that keeps life going, and for the money that helps the journey move forward as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this weather and atmosphere island, tell me, what does climate make you feel when it means the usual weather of a place over time, the general conditions that shape how something develops, and the emotional or social atmosphere in a group, place, or period? Meaning 1. The usual weather conditions of a place over a long period. Used for the typical pattern of heat, cold, rain, wind, and seasons in a region. Example: the island's warm climate helped fruit trees grow all year. Common use: warm climate, tropical climate, dry climate. Warm climate island. Meaning 2. The general conditions that influence growth, change, or development. Used for the wider situation in which ideas, work, business, or social changes happen. Example: the new learning climate helped the students share ideas more freely. Common use: political climate, business climate, learning climate. Learning climate. Meaning 3. The emotional or social atmosphere in a place, group, or period. Used for the feeling created by people's attitudes, behavior, and relationships. Example: a calm climate of trust made the crew work better together. Common use: climate of trust, climate of fear, positive climate. Climate of trust. Climate most commonly means the usual weather patterns of a place over a long time, but it also often describes the wider conditions that shape progress, such as a political climate or learning climate. In another common use, it refers to the emotional atmosphere among people, such as a climate of trust or fear. Read the skies, the conditions, and the human mood, Captain. Carry climate for the weather that shapes the land, for the wider conditions that shape growth, and for the atmosphere among people that guides every journey as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this ritual and meaning island, tell me, what does ceremony make you feel when it means a formal event for a special occasion, an act carried out in an official or traditional way, and a respectful atmosphere full of symbolic action and meaning? Meaning 1. A formal event held for a special occasion. Used for important public or private events such as weddings, awards, or memorials. Example: the island held a quiet ceremony to honor the old lighthouse keeper. Common use: wedding ceremony, opening ceremony, award ceremony. Ceremony of honor. Meaning 2. An act or process carried out in an official, traditional, or ritual way. Used for a formal action that follows accepted steps or customs. Example: they completed the ceremony of raising the new harbor flag at dawn. Common use: perform a ceremony, ceremony of welcome, ceremony of blessing. Ceremony of raising. Meaning 3. A respectful symbolic atmosphere created by formal actions and shared meaning. Used for the feeling of dignity, tradition, and importance that surrounds a special moment. Example: the room was filled with ceremony as everyone stood in silence. Common use: full of ceremony, with great ceremony. Sense of ceremony. Ceremony and silence. Ceremony often means a formal event for an important occasion, but it can also refer to the ritual action itself, such as raising a flag or welcoming guests in a traditional way. In a wider sense, it may describe the atmosphere of dignity, symbolism, and respect around a moment. Walk gently through meaningful moments, Captain. Carry ceremony for the formal event that marks what matters, for the ritual act that gives shape to respect, and for the quiet atmosphere of dignity that turns time into memory as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this signal and sharing island, tell me, what does broadcast make you feel when it means sending sound or images out to many people? A program sent by radio or television and spreading information widely to a large group. Meaning 1. To send sound or images out to many people. Used when radio, television, or online systems send something so many people can hear or see it. Example: they broadcast the weather warning before the storm reached the coast. Common use: broadcast live, broadcast a message, broadcasts the news. Broadcast warning. Meaning 2. A program or message sent by radio, television, or similar systems. Used as a noun for the show, report, or message that people receive. Example: the evening broadcast included news from every island harbor. Common use: radio broadcast, live broadcast, evening broadcast. Evening broadcast. Meaning 3. To spread information widely to many people. Used more generally when news, ideas, or messages are sent out broadly. Example: someone broadcasts the good news across the harbor within minutes. Common use: broadcast widely, broadcast the news, broadcast to everyone. Broadcast the news. Broadcast can be a verb or a noun. As a verb, it often means sending sound or images to many people, but it can also mean spreading information widely in a more general sense. As a noun, it means the program or message itself. Send every message with purpose, Captain. Carry broadcast for the signal that reaches many ears, for the program that travels across distance, and for the wide sharing of news that lights up the whole harbor as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this Grace and Kindness Island, tell me, what does bless make you feel when it means to ask for divine protection or goodness, to make someone feel deeply grateful or fortunate, and to show warm approval or affection in everyday speech? Meaning 1. To ask for divine protection, goodness, or favor. Used in religious or spiritual contexts when people hope for safety, peace, or goodness for someone or something. Example: the elder raised both hands to bless the boat before departure. Common use: bless a child, bless this home, God bless you. Bless this boat. Meaning 2. To make someone feel deeply grateful, lucky, or fortunate. Used when something good comes into a person's life and feels like a special gift. Example: warm rain blessed the dry fields after many difficult weeks. Common use: be blessed with, bless the land, feel blessed. Blessed with rain. Meaning 3. To show warm approval, tenderness, or affection in everyday speech. Used in kind, emotional, or informal speech when someone reacts with love, sympathy, or fondness. Example: bless her, she stayed up all night helping the crew. Common use: bless you, bless him, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Bless often has a spiritual meaning connected to protection, goodness, or divine favor. It can also describe something that brings deep gratitude or feels like a gift in life. In everyday speech, it may express affection, sympathy, or warm approval. Carry kindness like a quiet light, Captain. Hold bless for the prayer that asks for goodness, for the gift that fills life with gratitude, and for the tender words that honor a gentle heart as we sail to the next island.